we have all been there. You get an assignment to write a description, say a beach, and you type out, "The beach was beautiful." Then you stop. You are stuck staring at a blinking cursor. The problem is that beautiful is a personal judgment, not a physical detail. When you write like this, you are forcing your reader to sit in a dark theater, looking at a completely blank screen. Relying on basic adjectives makes your reader do all the imaginative work. It results in a black and white experience that the brain quickly forgets. Our writer needs to describe a beach, and the result is, "The beach was beautiful." Writing a lazy sentence like this forces your audience to stare at a blank screen. It denies them the visual data they need to imagine the scene. A real beach is a complex physical environment. It has crashing waves, biting wind, hot sand, and the sharp smell of salt. Telling your audience a place is beautiful makes them do all the work. To make a setting believable, you have to provide the sensory data that allows the reader's brain to reach that conclusion on its own. To fix this, you need imagery. As the definition here shows, imagery is language that creates a vivid experience in the mind. It is the specific tool that makes a reader see, hear, feel, smell, and taste the world you're building. Your job isn't to tell the reader what a place is like. It's to project a high-definition movie directly into their mind. The easiest way to do this is to use the 5 senses. You already have the biological equipment. Your task as a writer is simply to activate it. Imagery is language specifically designed to create a vivid, cinematic experience in the reader's mind. This approach activates the 5 physical senses your reader already uses to navigate the real world: sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste. We are going to put this to the test. We'll take the basic 2-word sentence, "The market was crowded," and fix it. Layering distinct sensory inputs transforms those lifeless words into a fully realized world. Look at this palette. If you write "The sky was red," you're handing the reader a flat, uninteresting square. Specificity, choosing crimson, scarlet, or fiery orange, forces the reader's brain to actually see the color. We can upgrade our market scene by adding colorful stalls crowding a narrow street, filled with bright clothing that catches the afternoon light. There's auditory imagery. Simply saying a place is noisy fails to provide texture. You need to identify the action. A door doesn't just make noise, it creaks. A crowd doesn't just sound loud, it roars. When you specify exact sights and sounds, the reader stops parsing grammar and starts witnessing the scene. Notice the band stamp on this note. Descriptive writers avoid the phrase "it was very loud" because it conveys zero useful information. We need specific audio cues. We add the sharp clatter of metal plates and the shouting of vendors echoing down the alleyways. Looking past the first, easiest adjective causes a fictional environment to take on a recognizable, 3-dimensional shape. Tactile imagery describes what a character physically feels, such as the sting of icy water, the slide of smooth silk, or the grit of dry sand. Feels. This word palette shows how replacing general temperature words with specific sensations, like icy water stinging my fingertips, triggers a physical response in the reader. Olfactory and gustatory imagery targets smell and taste, like the warm aroma of fresh bread or the sharp, mouth-watering tang of a sliced lemon. For olfactory imagery, avoid subjective words like good. The warm aroma of freshly baked bread creates a reality adjectives can't reach. Finally, gustatory imagery. Describing a sharp, tangy lemon does more than convey information. It practically makes your mouth water. Let's drop these into our market scene. The air fills with the smoky, pungent smell of sizzling spices that burn pleasantly on the tongue, while the rough, uneven pavement presses firmly beneath our feet. While sight and sound build the scene's boundaries, touch, smell, and taste place the reader's physical body inside it. When physical senses reach their limits, writers use figurative language to communicate complex moods. Writers use figurative language to amplify sensory details. These tools use unexpected comparisons to make descriptions stick. This includes similes and metaphors to clarify images, personification for relatable actions, and onomatopoeia to mimic real-world sounds. This isn't just decorative poetry, It is a mechanical process used to make abstract data feel concrete. Similes and metaphors act as shortcuts. By comparing two unlike things, you instantly transfer complex imagery to the reader. Personification and onomatopoeia inject human emotion and direct audio triggers into the setting. We can apply this to our market paragraph. The chaotic energy of the crowd presses together as the market buzzes like a restless beehive. These devices act as multipliers, converting standard sensory data into a distinct atmosphere the reader can actually feel. You can spot the hidden sensory mechanics operating inside this practice paragraph. Every sentence is anchored to a specific building block. This color-coded breakdown shows the deliberate placement of sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, and figurative elements. Let's look at how this works in practice. We'll take a skeletal two-word sentence. The market was crowded. We apply the sensory toolkit. What do we see? Colorful stalls. What do we hear? Vendors shouting. Smell and feel? Spices and rough pavement. Assemble those data points, and the result is a cohesive atmosphere, a market that buzzes like a beehive. Descriptive writing isn't about having a rare vocabulary. It is the strategic, step-by-step assembly of sensory details. This requires a change in how you approach your craft. As this marquee sign suggests, stop asking, "What adjective can I use?" and start asking, "How can I make them imagine it?" The beach was beautiful fails because it's a summary. A multi-dimensional description succeeds because it provides the reader with the evidence they need to reach that conclusion themselves. Don't just describe the world to your audience. Force them to experience it.